Mercado, are you on the phone or are you in the audience here?
I'm on the phone.
Okay, it's your turn. Go ahead.
All right. The the focus has shifted from one type of testing to the other. We've completed all the BER testing, with the exception of two counties, the ones that are closest to the Rock Rapids site on the northwest corner of the state. All the other counties, all 97 counties, were tested with the BER, which is what's required for the contract. We passed 99.4%. So that's really good news. Just a bit of information here. If we were to completely fail those two counties, we would still pass the requirement. Again, not the intent that we are going to fail them. I expect those two counties to be pretty much the same as the others. We'll see some red dots here and there, but for the most part, we expect that to be, we expect to stay about at the same 99.4%. So that's great news. And now we shifted over to the other type of testing, which is the automated version of Can You Hear Me Now? That one we've done, I think we have 5 counties right now. You have a group of folks that are evaluating the audio samples. So the challenge now is to keep those guys busy. So it's slower than the bird testing because it involves actually capturing audio, recording the audio, and then having people assess the audio. But overall, it's moving. The rest of it is again, we're dealing with site cleanup. Some of these sites have been there for a while, and so we're going back and making sure that the sites are clean, and that additional changes that we've made over time, some additional equipment that we moved around, all that kind of stuff is up to par. We've been doing the R56 audits to confirm that all the equipment is grounding per the R56 standard. So it's that one. We're about half of the sites done right now, and we'll just be coordinating soon with the state to start taking a look at those sites that we've completed the R56 audits on. That's all I had.
I have one quick follow-up with the DAC testing that Melvin mentioned. DPS provided funding for 17 evaluators we hired as temp employees through the middle of August that are the scores. And what Melvin means is that he's out with his cars sampling the digital audio quality. It uploads it. And the 15 or 17 evaluators grab those files and listen to them and rate them based on a P25 standard TSB 88 rule 1 through 5 of how it sounds. It's brutally boring, and we're still holding on to them. They're still excited, but they've only been there a week. But they're running out of work, so Melvin needs to step it up, and he knows that, to get us some work. And I'm sure that'll happen next week when he gets some more people out there on the roads. And once again, if you're local, I've told our state, and I've put out a few on the Iowa system, that if you see these cars with Arizona plates or California plates and they're driving slow, turning around, backing up in driveways, those are the testers. So they look suspicious, but we have taken some calls on it.
Just to follow up too for Melvin with the audio testing, those are actual phrases, right, Melvin? It's not just saying, A, B, C, D. It's actual phrases where words could, in theory, sound like other words. So they're actually really trying to discern what that audio consists of, right?
Correct. We call them Harvard phrases, and it takes a while to get used to it because it's nonsensical statements, and it's constructed so that you have a balance of syllables throughout the statement. And so it's not the standard police talk, right? That's short and whatnot. These are statements that at first you struggle because you're thinking you're likely to score something negatively because you don't understand. And it's not that you don't understand the words; you don't understand the meaning of the sentence. So there will be sentences kind of like, why did the chicken cross the road? Or the early bird catches the worm. Just some really oddball things that most of the time at first you struggle with what, but it can be completely clear, and you can still be struggling with what it is because you're trying to give relevance to the statement as opposed to how well it sounds. So it takes a little while to get used to it. Once you get used to it, you kind of flow with it. The beauty of the process that we're following is that we provide all the audio samples, what the source audio is, and what the received audio that was transmitted over the air and received on the radio is as well. So you can hear both of them and make a comparison as well if necessary. It's tons and tons of data. The files are huge. Every day, we have, when we compress them, we're talking, what was it? I can't remember, but we're talking terabytes worth of files, so large stuff. Some of the challenges are getting the files back because network, where we are, either hotels or remote via Verizon, whatnot. So that's a little bit of the challenge. We got some logistical challenges, but overall, these are what we call Harvard phrases. You can look them up and Google it, and you'll see what I mean. One thing that worth mention is also, the state has provided radios for this process. We've been working also with Stephen Gray, which I think he may actually be there, and he's been providing us some radios as well. We're going to get some additional radios this afternoon as well. So overall, we're working well together. Again, it's just a matter of keeping that funnel full so that your evaluators can continue evaluating the audio.
So I have a sample if you'd like to listen to what they listen to. Hit the play right. Here we go.
Drive the screw straight into the wood.
Can't hear it. Does this mic even work?
Yeah, I can use this one. Turn up the volume too.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Right, here we go.
Drive the screw straight into the wood.
You'd like to listen to that 98,000 times. Here's another one.
There is a total.
Drive the screw straight into the wood.
Oh, that's the same one.
The first worm gets snapped early.
So that's the way it's supposed to sound, but the actual sound from the radio will be different from that. So that's what they grade. So Warren County, you'll be doing that.
And there's, and I believe there's 256 Harvard phrases that we're cycling through. Sometimes it's female, sometimes it's male.
Yeah.
The first worm gets snapped early.
So there you go. Sounds like John. That sounds like John. Yeah. All right, let's move on. Is there anybody from FirstNet here today or on the phone?